coercion, because these are the things that these are the problems we are currently facing. State that is coercing us, big governments that are coercing us. Individual freedom, the rule of law, and the protection of property rights are at stake right now. And we need to keep this in mind in order to remain free. All of us know that we only realize that these values are so important to us when they are taken away. And the governments are slowly but surely undermining those things. And we need to stand up and warn. This is one of our tasks. But just to define those values that are being eroded or undermined, we need to look at what are those moral foundations. It's individual freedom and liberty. It's the achievement principle. And I mentioned achievement principle for one good reason. Coming from Europe, I know what students, what kids learn on achievement principle. Basically zero, nothing. And this is something that we need to bring back to our families, to our societies. Self-responsibility, another virtue. No way. Everybody else is responsible, not myself. Competition. At least we in good old Europe know, I don't know how bad it is in Australia, but I assume it might be the same, that competition is only good in sports. Whenever we play soccer, football, or skiing, then competition is allowed. But in the business world, competition has a bad notion. We need to keep this in mind. Sound economics, and I will concentrate on that, because having had this so-called financial crisis that is turning our lives upside down, we need to look back and go back to the principles of economics. Democracy, another virtue that has been lost, and of course trust. So what puts those virtues, what puts those foundations of modern civilization at risk? It's wars, it's communism, it's the big welfare state that I've mentioned, it's big governments, it's public debts and the hidden liabilities, it's the greed for votes that created this financial crisis by redistributing, by giving people houses that they could never afford, for example. It's also the greed for money that created this crisis.